This is something I've kind of put out of my mind. I don't even think I've talked about this or written about this much on the internet because my first husband and I, we had a baby that died. He was anencephalic. And so, and this was between the two times that he hit me because he did it once before and then once after. And so he was getting enraged for some reason. I don't know why. He was in the military and very angry. And so we had a baby that died at full term, pretty much. But he would have been considered a late term abortion. And and so the military pretty much paid for everything related to the burial. I mean, we just didn't have the money at all to bury the baby. So, but the military pretty much took care of everything as far as that goes. The one thing that we paid for was, I think, a filing fee for his birth certificate and death certificate, which were all on one certificate. And so we go back to his parents. And so what the military was telling him was to take as much time as he needed related to the burial. And so we had scheduled, I think it was 2 weeks. And we did have to pay for the plane tickets, which we didn't have the money for that. So he had to borrow money for us to go bury the baby. So we buried it in a place near his parents that was in the middle of the United States. So if we wanted to ever visit his grave, we didn't know where we were going to end up. So I just told him, I said, well, I don't know where. And he told me, he says, well, my parents have a place where they're going to be buried, and it's like, okay, it's like, because I had no idea where we were going to end up. I thought the middle of the United States somewhere. And so in that time we go back to his parents. And so, and I had family who came to the funeral, and a lot of family that came to the funeral, and family I hadn't seen in quite some time. But in that time, after you have a baby, you're not supposed to be having sex. But my husband was hounding me for sex. So he was getting drunk and he was hounding me for sex. And the doctor had said no sex, I mean, it was painful. And so he was demanding sex, just within a few days of after the baby was born. And it's like, I mean, I went through with it just because